A lot of it is coaching. There's a lot of things that they do that doesn't make sense. You just watch like, I don't know if that was the greatest move, Where do we start?
Kevin Warren.
The president?
Yeah, that's where we start. Sir, I'm gonna need you to put down that blueprint of that stadium, sever all talks for now, and focus on this team. We don't need to worry about Arlington right now because at this rate, ain't nobody gonna be there. Look here. You need to sit down with Poles. You need to sit down with George. And you need to have a real conversation that we've all been having. You need to get a coach up in there that's just as crazy as you should be, Kevin Warren. You should be sitting there telling George, hey, look here. I don't need no Bill Polian. See, that was my whole scary thing about this team. I had my hopes, but I also had my doubts about them.
Welcome back to the CBMK show because it is what it is. I mean, fall is here. I had to bring out the green jacket, but I had to let the chest show because it's been one of those weekends. You know why? My teams got destroyed in every way. It wasn't even fair. I mean, granted, I didn't have the Bears winning, but not winning and not showing up on the field are two different things. And because of that, we had to discuss, we had to talk about it because it is what it is. So I brought back the one, the only, Steve-O Speaks. Steve, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very well.
I see you have the Oregon shirt on.
A lot of people's questioning me. I'm like, if you know anything about me, you can ask my family. I've been repping Oregon before the jerseys got nice.
Yeah, and the jerseys are nice. I'm not gonna lie, they got the best jerseys in I would say all professional sports. I had my doubts. I was hating on Oregon. I was like, they're gonna get destroyed. I had Colorado pulling it out. But you know what? I'm not gonna start there. I'm gonna stick to the script because I'm not gonna let you do that. That'll be the second segment. I want to start here where I don't think we're getting enough attention, enough focus on. The Miami Dolphins played the Denver Broncos. And it looked like a basketball game. The score was 70-20, and out of respect, the head coach from Miami did not kick the field goal to tie the record.
I would have did
it because he kind of, the mercy rule. But here's some stats that, troubled me and yet kind of gave me hope. Russell Wilson went 23 for 38. Completion percentage at 60%. Threw for 306 yards. QBR 84 the game. Compared to the season, he's 20 points above his QBR, which is basically 60. It's 59.9. 6 TDs, 2 interceptions, 791 total yards. I cannot blame Russ for this loss.
Absolutely not.
When will Sean Payton realize, even when Russ isn't cooking, you still have to, turn the oven on?
I got more questions about DC because the DC is the majority of the person that's really calling the defensive calls. And like I said, I believe we talked about a little bit about them last week. They're supposed to be a top 5 defense. They have top 5 defensive talent on that defense,
right?
And they just can't. They can't catch a cold. They can't stop a nosebleed. They can't stop a toddler through the hole. They can't do nothing. They can't. I don't know what it is that he's out there calling, but like Yeah, for all the people that's the first few games of Russ this year has not been Russ. Russ has been playing very well.
Yeah,
the offense is not the problem; it's the defense. It's almost the same situation going on with the LA Chargers, but to the degree of the Chargers got more potent offense, but the defense with both of them, they both have probably future Hall of Famers on both sides on both of them. And I don't know why they can't get it together, but after that performance, he should have got fired that day. He should have got fired on the podium.
The defensive coordinator.
The defensive coordinator, for sure. Vic Joseph, I think his name is. Yeah.
You know, I think what's happening, they're fourth right now in the AFC West standings. They're not going to win the division. It's not even close. But here's what's terrible. Their offense really isn't trash. They're tied for 17th as far as points per game they put up, which basically means you're 1 to 2 pieces away from being a top 10 offense.
Mm-hmm.
But they're last in points allowed. They average 41 points per game allowed for a football game that has scores of 6 and 3. You have to almost be at 6 to 7 TDs and allowed offense from the opposing team for a stat like that to exist.
Like, bro, I didn't even watch the game live. I had church anniversary, so we sit there. I looked down and had to double check. Like, I am at church, right? It's Sunday. This feel like week 2 in college football versus an FCS team. That feel like the other week with Oregon put like 80 on somebody. I was like, bro, am I watching a college game here?
It was bad. It was bad.
Then you actually watch the game. I'm sitting there like, bro, they was just in this mug. Okay, I'm getting 300 in M, get 300 on the flow. Like the amount of ease they got scoring, it was like, bro, I don't know what you do there. Like,
Waddle didn't even play.
And Waddle didn't even play. He wasn't even waddling.
Right. I guess it's safe to say Miami is the most exciting team in NFL right now. Tua has turned it around. All the jokes, all the little skits, all the little young moments, obviously don't affect him, right? Because Tua is showing you I'm
the top line, dog.
Oh yeah,
you know what we doing around here in the islands.
Ray Clark, man. Like that, all that stuff, all of that stuff, all of those jokes aside, Tua is showing that he's an amazing quarterback.
He's definitely in this season, definitely top 10.
Yeah,
if not top 5. If we want to say early prediction, he's definitely a top 5 quarterback.
He's a top 5 quarterback, and he has weapons, and weapons help. We have
a track team. They not even weapons. I just call them a track team.
He has
everybody fast.
He has Tyreek, who can just create in the open space. Some question that he should still be a Kansas City Chief, but I get it. He went for the bag. Him and Patty weren't seeing eye to eye. So, but when you combine all of that and you have a quarterback that has not just promise, but is used to the big moments. And I think what people slept on Tua was he's a national championship winner, right? He came in as a backup, took Jalen Hurts' spot, and showed out, right? So you can't say, this is too much for him. He's over his head. He's in the right position. And that's, to me, what's making it happen. And then I think he has a coach.
I was just about to go there.
This isn't Todd Bowles. He has a coach. And not shot to Todd. I don't think Todd was personally given a fair shot, in my personal opinion. But he has a coach that believes in him, and they have created a offense specifically for Tua.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they're going to run. They're going to go underneath. He's going to throw it. They're going to be open. Simple as that. That's all is simple-minded. And that's what I tell about everybody. I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about it later, but other quarterbacks in this league that have their struggles and that everybody's counted out. And I'll be like, hey, all it takes is the right coach. and you see what happens because everybody was writing Tua off last year.
That's true.
And now, bang, 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 he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now.
Speaking of great quarterbacks and great coaches, I'm going to throw it back to the NCAA college football because last week was, to me, an upset. That was an upset because it upset me. I'm not necessarily, but it upset me because I had to watch it and digest it, and then I got text messages all day, and then I went on Meta and put, man, this is garbage, and a bunch of USC fans and Oregon fans started chiming in. So we're going to cover that. Quick word from our sponsors.
There's a hero in all of us waiting to be unleashed. All it takes is just that one last push. Activate the hero within with CVMK Global Supplements. All natural, steroid-free, designed to enhance performance, build muscle, and increase energy. You are unstoppable. You can do this. Become your own hero at www.cvmkglobal.store.
www.cvmkglobal.store. I want you to get it today. I got with me the Superpower pre-workout. I want you to get today. www.cvmkglobal.store. Use code CVMK for 20% off. All right. So look, Colorado, Oregon. I knew Travis was gonna be out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I knew it. I was like, okay, all right. We lose the best, the most talented person in all of college football, but we still got a shot. We got momentum. We have momentum, right? Plus, I was not convinced over the caliber of Bo Nix. I was like, Bo. Bo decent, but who is Bo? I was thinking in my head like, Bo Shador, going with Shador, right? I did not expect. It looked like Colorado wasn't prepared. It wasn't a talent gap. I agree, but it was like
it was a talent gap.
It was
a talent gap.
It was a line. It was like you play on rookie and somebody else play on Hall of Fame. It was that type of gap,
It's like when Sparta went to their final battle.
Oh, I guess he
didn't have enough, but he tried.
He tried, just sat there and just got arrowed.
He got arrowed, bro.
Yeah,
that was a terrible end. I was like, bro,
that was a terrible end. But here's a silver lining. I don't think Coach Lanning outcoached Coach Fry. I don't care what anybody says. I don't think so. I think what happened was the team got super exposed. And what I mean by super exposed, not film exposed, like inside trader exposed. So, Keyshawn Johnson. No, I'm serious. Keyshawn Johnson today said other teams were sharing information with Oregon in order to go against Colorado. Do you believe that?
That happens regardless. But, I don't think that's not why y'all got beat that bad. I believe, and I won't necessarily say Dan Lanning completely outcoached him. I will say he did get outcoached to some degree because there was just if you can't stop us in either the error or the field or on the run, you got outcoached. That is what it is. But I think really what it was which I was trying to explain to you was y'all have some skilled players that can help put up 30 points. But the problem is y'all don't have no meat, y'all ain't got no girth, y'all ain't got no power in them trenches. And that's where the game can get out of hand. No matter what you have on the outside, because if you can't stop Shador getting sacked 7 times, there's nothing he can do. He can't give it to Horn. Now, the reason why I said Prime didn't necessarily help his case and be saying that he could have been put in position to outcoach Dan Lanning, I would have started throwing nothing but screens against that defense I'm not going to sit here and keep my quarterback. I know he can read defense and all, but I'm not going to keep him in shotgun all day. And I'm not going to keep having him drop back. No, we going to hike, look for, what's his name, Isaiah with dread. Just he's the fastest dude on the, throw it at him and go. That's the best we got today. Get people on the move and get that pocket out because you're going to get killed in that pocket. So that was my only thing with that. But like I said, like I was telling you last week, the wide receivers are probably more talented than y'all. The corners are probably more talented than y'all. Y'all got to understand. On top of us probably having out of top most likely, Oregon's going to have a top 15 high school prospects coming in every year.
All right.
That's just the type of school we are. Now, what you also people don't also pay attention to that not only is Oregon might not be the number one place you want to go to, but the people that's not getting their I guess with like their success rate or their chances at like a LSU, a Alabama, a Texas, they go to schools like USC, schools like Oregon, schools like Oklahoma. So we get the 5 stars that don't plan out at the 5-star schools they plan on going to.
That's true.
Like we got I think we have a wide receiver from Alabama, some transfers from Miami, like stuff like that, and y'all just don't have that yet. Colorado fans it's like they thought they inherit a team like Oregon, like they inherited Washington or something. Like y'all not like Colorado's not even Washington State was at one point. Like Washington, they didn't win a game last year.
That's fair. Are we oversleeping? Or have you slept on Bo Nix? I'm looking at the stats. 1169 for the season, 11 TDs, 1 pick, QBR ranked 20th of college, but he was 28 for 33 in the game, right? 3 TDs and only a QBR 76.
When you ask that, what do you mean? Like, in what?
I mean, like when you think of it, we mentioned the Shadors, we mentioned the Caleb.
Yeah, to some degree because like he was still like to beyond a certain extent last year, he was in the Heisman conversation. But like, I feel like Oregon is almost like they're not similar, but they're kind of similar to like a 49ers. Like, no matter what quarterback is in it. Now, let me not say that because I've seen some quarterbacks in Oregon that didn't do anything. But for the most part, if you have some talent, like especially if you transfer from the SEC, if you transfer to the SEC, you come to Oregon, it's a good chance you could be a Heisman championship because we just always known for, like, how the Bears is known for a dominant defense. We're known for high power offenses. That's just something we're known for, and we're going to put up points. So I kind of like. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. Bo can be a great quarterback. He can be, and I feel like it's more determining on when he declares for the draft. And I've seen a lot of people had that picture up saying, "Oh, he played Justin Herbert when and Justin Herbert been in the league for 4 years." I'm like, well, Justin Herbert's 25 right now. That was his senior year. And that was both freshman year. So I don't get what y'all trying to say. And don't act like 5-year seniors is something crazy. But that was a whole nother thing I just wanted to touch on. But I just think when it comes to Bo, once he gets to the leagues, it depends on where he goes. I don't think he's that type of player. Like, if you was to put him on the Houston Texans, I don't know if he look like CJ. I don't know. Like, he might look more like David Mills more than CJ.
That's fair. So Coach Lanning has the infamous pregame speech.
Yeah.
That, leaks, goes viral, right? Gets access. It's like he wrote it down, right? It's like
he definitely practiced.
He practiced.
He definitely practiced that.
I was not off the top. There was no prophetic flow to that, right? It was very staged. To me, it sounds like jealousy, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think college coaches are jealous of Coach Sanders, and when Coach Prime does what he does, they take offense to that, right? Not like they beat us offense. like a personal shot at their character.
Yeah. I think when it comes to that, I think more than other coaches, I think Dan just realized the opportunity. Like
he just sees the moment.
He just sees the moment. Like you'd be dumb not to do that with Prime. Like you just would. Like we know what Prime is. Prime has been this guy his whole career. This is nothing new. We've seen 20 years of this. Now it's transitioning to coaching. Now I do agree with you that there is some people that just don't like Prime for that. And now that it's switching to coaching, you're supposed to be a leader of men. You're not supposed to talk. Even though some of these white dudes out here be talking crazy, but they don't say nothing about today coaches.
Right.
But, I just think he sees the moment and everything. And he called that doggone cameraman in there. He knew what he was going to say. That man locked eyes with the players so passionately with everything. But, like, you need stuff like this in NCAA. That's what makes it engaging. That's how rivals start. Like, we don't to me, there's an Oregon State and Oregon rivalry, but you probably just started a rivalry with Colorado, and I love that. What's wrong with it? I feel like it's cool, but I don't know if it's jealousy. I feel like from Dan Lannis' point of view, it's like y'all acting like Prime just inherit a great team. Like everybody, I think most people that's to be it is not even shade. I think most people that went on the Deion Sanders bandwagon with Colorado is most people that don't really watch college football, because if you honestly thought these dudes was it's people out here that really thought they was gonna go undefeated. And I was like, I don't understand what y'all see here. Like they're talented, their skill players are talented, but there's no bones on this team. Y'all should be looking for next year, because I know how college work. I said, he ain't gonna be able to get everybody this year. Next year, don't be surprised if he has a top 10 recruiting class.
Oh yeah, starting with T.O.'s son at wide receiver from Missouri State right now.
Hey, T.O.'s son, it's probably the best wide receiver in the country. Probably want to go to Colorado now.
That's true.
It's a dude. I forget. I'm sorry. Because my cousin used to coach him. He married to my cousin. He used to coach. He's like a sophomore in Detroit. He's the best quarterback in this class. Bryce Underwood. That's his name. Bryce Underwood. He was just at Colorado. I said, see, you getting eyes like that. The best quarterback in the 2027 class. Looking at Colorado, probably just got an offer and stuff like that. So, hey. I don't think it's I think it's a side that is just like players, team, as coaches that realize they got all these clicks, but we really know they ain't gonna beat us. We too talented now. If we allow them to, they can. But Dan was in this mud, come on now. We worried about the Penn States, Ohio States. We worried about them. We ain't about no doggone Colorado. We ain't worried about them.
We'll see. Look, we're gonna get into it. I want to cover the Dakless. I mean, not Dakless. The Dak and the Cowboys.
Yeah, they was Dakless.
And I want to cover Dame to Toronto. I'm trying not to cover the Bears, but I wouldn't do it justice.
I don't want to either.
Chicago. This is a Chicago podcast, and we're going to talk about the Bears. Quick word from our sponsor.
I literally just tried the best pre-workout on the planet. With Superpower pre-workout, you have increased focus and a power boost every single time you work out. It's not only packed with 225 milligrams of caffeine, but it also has citrulline and creatine. It's insane how much energy and focus I had during my workouts. If you're ready to take your workouts to the next level, then ditch your current pre-workout and get the Superpower pre-workout to be your own hero.
Oh, y'all sleep. I took Superpower today. Got off work. I was tired. Took that Superpower.
Got souped up.
I got souped up. I'm trying to tell you. www.cbmkglobal.store. Get it today. Use code CBMK. 20% off. All right. So the Bears. Let's come back down there. The Bears.
Oh, we not on earth with them.
All right. Was watching the game. And I just, you try to get a moral victory. Like, yeah, man, we can look for something. Defense stepped up. All right, that didn't happen.
Nothing.
Wide receiver, showed out amazing catch. That didn't happen. Running back ran for 300 yards, 200 yards, 150. That didn't happen. Nothing good happened on Sunday with them. And to the point, it's really starting to make me wonder, do you plan for next year? Do you trade, which I've been arguing, the pieces? Do you bring in a Cooper Rush? Or or a Russell Wilson, and you start preparing for next year's draft? Because the Bears are awful on every side of the ball, it seems like, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't point to any specific player because a lot of it is coaching. There's a lot of things that they do that doesn't make sense. You just watch, like, I don't know if that was the greatest move. Where do we start?
Kevin Warren,
the president.
Yeah, that's where we start, sir. I'm gonna need you to put down that blueprint of that stadium, sever all talks for now, and focus on this team. We don't need to worry about Arlington right now because at this rate, ain't nobody gonna be there. Look here. You need to sit down with Poles. You need to sit down with George, and you need to have a real conversation that we've all been having. You need to get a coach up in there that's just as crazy as you should be, Kevin Warren. You should be sitting there telling George, hey, look here, I don't need no Bill Polian. See, that was my whole scary thing about this team. I had my hopes, but I also had my doubts about this team because we still do things backwards. You get you hire your GM, and 2 days later, we hire our head coach. Yeah, Pose came out and said, yeah, one of my biggest things about being the GM and why I chose the Bears because I made it known that it was going to be my choices. But they already had a list for you when you got here. You mean to tell me you picked Eberflus in 2 days? Maybe. The times tables ain't matching up for me. So this is and then it goes into everything. What does George always have to do? I'm going to go get an old friend. He was with us a couple years ago. I'm going to go call my old friend Bill Polian. Bill Polian, who you think we should who should we look at as our next head coach? And then you gonna get this old fart that's in his 80s that ain't know nothing about no new NFL modern football. Well, I still have good times down there when I used to be down there in the Colts. How about you go get Eberflus and all his friends some chances, and then we bring everybody from Indiana over here. None of them been any experience in the new job description that they got down. So that's what happens. You got somebody old, and they pull in all their friends, like most businesses do. All day they bring in their friends instead of bringing in what wins. That needs to be the new slogan. Stop bringing in your friends and bring in what win. Because your friends ain't winning.
Right.
You can't sit here. Yes, it's week 3, and everybody on this staff should be fired. Everyone. Yes. From the head coach, DC, he already gone. The OC,
he quit.
No, he got fired, and that's the nice way. He resigned. You got fired. That's what happened. But bro, do it the right way. Do it the correct way. They ain't gonna sell it. That's the thing. Like, I don't even like talk. I really hate talking McCaskey because there's no point. They're not. I used to work for the McCaskey. Just working there for a year, I was like, I understand. They don't understand the business they run. I was a bouncer for the nephew of a McCaskey. That man do not know how to run a bar. So I'm like, oh, it just makes sense. I look at your family; they don't know how to run their organization. You don't know how to run your organization. It run down the bloodline. It just makes sense. If there's tons of owners that don't know football. He that came out and said, "I'm a fan. I don't know football like that." Why are you always in the decision making? Why do you always affect the decision making? That's why I wanted John Harbaugh or Doug Peterson to come in, because they would have told you, "Hey, George, go sit down. I'm gonna run the show."
They wouldn't have let Harbaugh do it.
John would have told John used to be here, so he know George. Hey, George, you already know. If you don't know, you go sit down with your mama. We gonna make sure you won't. It won't be what we've been doing these past few years. Everywhere I've been, I've won. From college to the NFL. You sit over there, and I worry about these Packers so bad that you want to be in these other teams and securing the North. Let me do that.
That's true.
Because you've been doing this for 20 years, and it's the same recurring result from head coach to OC to quarterback.
That's interesting. I mean, I agree. I think the Bears are just a failed organization. It's a lot of it's a lot of stuff. It's like, man, they never gonna fix the choir. You know, the praise and worship team is broken forever. So, you know, it's a failed organization.
They can't get the director right.
Can't get the director right.
How you can't get somebody to know how to teach a song right?
Hey, sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's like that. Let's switch gears. Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, was this just a scare, or is this just a sign? Because, you know, I when Diggs went down, I sent you a message. I said, torn ACL, out for the season. Left it. Didn't even comment on it. Is this the sign of things to come, that the Cowboys are going to do what the Cowboys do?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. This is a warning. If anything, like, you don't sit, like, just because you lost one corner shouldn't make you get smoked by the Joshua Dobbs and somebody a team we felt like was going to be battling for Caleb Williams next year.
Basically,
they got there. Y'all didn't lose. Y'all got beat. The final score was what, 28-16?
Yeah,
y'all got whooped.
Well, you got to score touchdowns.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I mean, and that's the thing. I think that's the main thing that hurts Dak, and why when it comes time for them to probably bring in another quarterback, he ain't gonna have nothing to stand on, because, like, the defense is not always gonna be there every single week, right. And every time it's your time to carry them through the race, you always drop them short every single time. I don't know what it was when you was younger. It was clicking, but it was like, as soon as you got the money,
hey,
is it really, like, I don't even like bringing in money, but it ain't a coincidence at this point.
They had prime Zeke, man.
Bro, Zeke wasn't even that cold. Once Zeke got to that was their downfall. They shouldn't have paid him.
There's a lot there. Look, the transition between Tony Romo
and some coaching issues too.
Right, it was coaching.
Yeah,
Dak Prescott. You know what it is? Dak is a good quarterback, but good is not great. He's solid. He can read. He has character. He's a leader, but he's what you will say he's a B minus, and a B minus in a or maybe a C plus.
That's what I'm leaving.
Yeah, he's a C plus. All right, he's a 75%er, 76, 70.
Perfect.
Yeah, and the problem is it works when the defense is scoring an A, but when you have to go against and you have to put points on the board, and Dak's not, throwing it like that. He's not a gunslinger. All of a sudden, it's like,
he's just not taking care of the ball like he used to. It's not even. I don't even think he needs to be a gunslinger. Like, I think what made Dak and why he got paid was his decision making. As soon as he got paid, they were like, "Oh, now I gotta show everybody that I could be one of these quarterbacks." Like, no, be Dak. Make smart decisions. We don't need you out here throwing for 500 yards. You don't need to do that. Now, you can do that with the talent around you if you play it like that.
Right.
But you sitting here, you can't make that throw. You sit here trying to make throws you ain't normally making. Just sit there and make good decisions and elevate the team around. Like, at the end of the day, they got to come a time where your quarterback got to elevate you.
That's true.
And you don't even have to be great. Hey, Eli was not the greatest quarterback.
That's
but
true.
When it was time,
he won twice against Tom Brady.
Nick Foles won the greatest quarterback either. But when it was time, he won the Super Bowl and some playoff games
against Tom Brady. When it's time, it's time. That's true.
So it's like, hey, you've been running out of space with most of the people. I think in the regular fan, like just the regular fandom. Yeah. But like, you really run out of time with the city of Dallas, because they loyal to a fault. Like, they ain't gonna keep pulling up. Hey, they turn on Romo eventually, and they love Romo.
That's true. Well, we're gonna cover the surprise Dame to Toronto, maybe.
I did a video on that.
Right back after this quick break. Yo, what's up? It's your boy CVMK33. Look, you're watching the CVMK show, the Cody Bernard Marshall show, because it is what it is. So what you waiting on? Subscribe, share, like, comment, or whatever you do. Stay tuned. CVMK show. All right, y'all. Subscribe, YouTube, CVMK. Hit the notification bell. Stay on target, on top of every episode. Look, Dame has been wanting out for some time. I think it's a little late. He should have asked, when they traded CJ, they should have traded Dame. That's my personal feel. He held on, loyal to the soil, and, now it's like, oh, okay. And then they drafted his replacement and Scoot Henderson, right? And even then, he didn't push hard enough for a trade. So now, back is against the wall. NBA season is a month away. And it literally is a month away. I think it's right before Halloween. Mm-hmm. And now there's this push for Toronto for a landing spot, which, even if he went to Toronto, they're not a championship team, right? So, him and Scotty Barnes isn't going to, change the East. So, Miami basically has said 2 draft picks at the most and Tyler Hero. Nobody else has really made a strong push because he's a 33-year-old, 31-year-old?
33.
33-year-old, 5'11", 6 foot, shooting guard. I'm just, I'm not trying to, I'm just saying, like, or point guard, my bad, point guard, shooting guard, whatever, combo guard. But, as far as, yes, he's super talented. Yes, he's explosive. He is Dame time. It is fun to watch Dame when Dame is Dame. But building a team around Dame is very, very hard because he has the ball in his hand a lot, and he's not a facilitator. Where should Dame go?
I don't know. I really don't know. Like you said, credit to you. I feel like if you was gonna make that move, like, I feel like once you hit that age of 27, 28, and they ain't making no significant moves around you to put you into the winning shape you have been in, it's time to go. Once you cross over 30, that's when stuff gets hard. That's how deals is hard to find trade packages with you. You even heard KG said it. He said, I waited too long. I think it was around the same age. I think KG was 30, 31. Mm-hmm. And he said, I shouldn't have stayed in. It was to my detriment that I stayed in Minnesota way too long. And I wish he just didn't do that. And I think a lot of people were saying that, like, at the age of 28, 27, we was all like, I don't know if this is going to get any better. I don't see this getting any better. I don't see nobody coming here. It's Portland. It's hard to get people to come here. Go on to L.A. That's when the going to L.A. started. And then it was like, I want to be loyal. I want a statue and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, bro, people that got statues is not point guards for one,
That's
and
true.
two, they knew how to put a proper team around you. They knew how to draft correctly, and that's two things y'all hit and missed on throughout y'all career. And I mean, it is what it is. So, and now fast forward to now, you waited too long because you had the meeting right before the draft happened of where the direction of this team was going to, and the ownership basically told you, hey, if Scoot is there, we taking him. And you said, all right. I would have been, as soon as they said that, it would have been on ESPN after that meeting that I asked for a trade.
Right.
So you waited to day 2 of the free agency to a place you've been knew you wanted to go to the Heat. So and you knew most of those players on that team were free agents.
Right.
Or restricted free agents. So you should have spoke up way before then. You waited for everybody to two or three people left. And then that was most of their trade bait. And now you waited too long. And now you in the hands of Portland. If they get a solid pick from whoever, that's the team you're going to be a part of. And that's all because you wanted to be a little too loyal.
Right. This is my guess. They want to send them east to get them out the conference. Understandable. Problem is, nobody in the East outside of maybe Detroit would even give you any type of play. But they're not going to give up Ivy. They're not going to give up Cunningham. And, Detroit is in a rebuild. You're not going to go to Orlando, right?
Because they're not giving up nobody.
They're not giving right. So start going, go right. And then you start looking at, Chicago.
We ain't give you Zach. So
right.
You forget that.
You're going to ask for Zach, and they're not going to give you Zach, and they're not going to give you DeRozan for Dame either. Because
we would. They just not. I know Portland's not going to ask for DeMar.
All right. And so you're not going to get DeMar, right? Yeah. So you're going to go Milwaukee. They're going to give up Grayson Allen and Middleton.
They had to give up Grayson and
Middleton.
And probably the guard.
Yeah.
He's let me look at it real quick. If I'm not mistaken, like that's another thing people not realizing, that this man's the amount of money he's making right now is ridiculous.
A year?
So next year he'll be making $45 million.
Jeez.
And then the year after that he'll be making 48. And then he's got in his contract he has a 2-year where he can re-up after that. So it's like teams looking at that, it's like, so I'm already finna be paying this mug. Then I have the opportunity where I'm gonna have to repay this mug something even crazier.
Yeah.
And you're 33 and you probably the most injury-prone shooter I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I pass. And I think that's how most people like. Don't get me wrong. I still think it might be about 15 teams that'll take them, but it's like I said, it's not gonna be a team you will want to be on.
I know. It honestly is looking like the Pelicans.
He might end up a Thunder.
A Thunder, yeah, because the Thunder has.
I wouldn't even be mad at that.
They got Shy.
He put me next to Shea. Probably give up Williams and probably Giddy and some else. That tall. I wouldn't give up. I would give up everybody else but Shea and Giddy if I was them. But and try to keep Chet. That'd be hard. I don't see them not asking for either Giddy or Chet. I just don't see that.
Right.
They're gonna ask for one of them.
And they're not gonna get SGA. It's not gonna be a one.
Yeah, SGA. If they say shake click, that's all you gonna shake click.
I said, man, people sleep on how good SGA is. I was like, bro, that's the new Penny Hardaway.
Bro, he like what I've compared him to is like if Paul George played guard.
Yeah.
Because he's so smooth.
And
the way he get to the lane, get up layers is so awkward because it's so late because he's so long. So he just be like, fit it through octopus and it just flips off the glass. He be like, how did he get that through?
They got a team. Okay,
He got a
we'll
team.
move on. OKC and how good. But honestly, Dame is probably going to go to one of those mid-market, small-market teams. When he had to play to be with the Lakers, he shut down his own move. What could have been? It could have been a great one. But that is how the cookie crumbles.
On it ain't crumble cookie.
Right. On it is what it is. Steve-O, where can they connect with you, man?
Hey, follow me at Steven Speaks on everything social media. Follow me at Bear Central if y'all still feeling like y'all bear down, because we are down. And NBA Central. I'm all on those all YouTube platforms.
Yo, connect with Steve. Hit him up on the gram. Hit him up on NBA Central. And if you want to keep seeing amazing content like we have right now, then you got a YouTube, CVMK, Instagram, CVMK33, CVMK_global. It is what it is _show. TikTok, CVMK Globe. Twitter, CVMK Global. That's the new page. I've been secret about that, but it's out. But I want you to go to www.cvmkglobal. Spell it with the AL. .store. Get your supplements today. And until next time, guys. Thanks.
If you think exercise alone got me looking like this, well, think again. CVMK Global Super Thick got me right. I'm obsessed, and yeah, I won't stop talking about it because it helped me grow in all the right places. Its creatine provides a fast and reliable way to increase your power, size, and shape, and it's scientifically proven to help you reach your physical goals in a safe, controlled manner. So if you want to increase muscle size, pump, and thickness in your muscle groups, you need Super Thick.